I'm Deep Mahaman and you're watching the Redmen TV.
Hello, I'm Chris Pajak for the Redmen TV, and this is another news update. The big story again is Liverpool's injury crisis now, isn't it? Brendan Rodgers has come out, spoken to the Liverpool Echo and said Reds are strong enough. Good to see the manager saying that, especially after a summer transfer window where he massively strengthened the squad, isn't it? Basically, what we're looking at now is Daniel Sturridge is out with a thigh, which we already knew. Emre ankle injury. Friggin' ridiculous ankle injury. He got injured when he was 6-0 up in that international. Joe Allen is also a doubt with a knee, and we've already got Martin Skrtel, John Glenson and John Flanagan out. So look, this time last season, if we had, 6 first team players out, I think we'd have massively struggled, but it's just... It highlights what Brendan Rodgers has done in the last transfer window, doesn't it? And why we've strengthened the squad. And, you know, unfortunately, we sold Luis Suarez. We all know that. But the advantage of selling Luis Suarez is that we were able to bring in a huge influx of players who can strengthen our squad on the whole. And that's so important, especially, like, look, Daniel Sturridge goes down, no Luis Suarez last season, and what would we be like? We'd be panicking big time. But this time there's so many options up top that we've already spoken about. You know, you've got Raheem Sterling, you've got Ricky Lambert, you've got Mario Balotelli, and we've got Lazar Markovic, which I never even mentioned on yesterday's video, Adam Lallana to come in. So these players are the ones that can come in when we have these injury crises. And this is going to happen because, unfortunately, England are managed by an absolute spoon, do you know what I mean? Roy Hodgson clearly doesn't know what he's doing when it comes to Liverpool players. One of the key things that came out yesterday late on is that Brendan Rodgers is absolutely furious with England and the fact that they never listened to our individual training plans for each player. So what he was talking about, specifically about Daniel Sturridge, is that for the 2 games immediately after a match, he has 2 rest days. Light training, do you know what I mean? He can still work on tactics and stuff, but there's no like heavy sprinting essentially. And look, he's played against Tottenham, he had a rest day, and then he played for England on the Wednesday. Now Thursday, Friday, they should both have been rest days essentially to maximise what he can do in his game time, because that's important. It's not what he does in training, it's making sure that he's 100% fit and ready for the matches. So he's got injured in Friday sprinting 50 yards with the football, do you know what I mean? Now, this is something that under Brendan Rodgers would not have happened. We wouldn't be asking Daniel Sturridge 2 days after a game to be making these 50-yard runs and sprints, more importantly, because he's an explosive impact player, and his speed is key to how he plays football. So we rest him up, and then when it comes to game time, he's good to go, do you know what I mean? I know myself, 2 days after playing 5-a-side, I'm goosed. You know what I mean? There's no way I'll be sprinting, so take that on and make it important. You know, I'm goose, but it's Friday, I'm in work, it's not a big issue. If I was sprinting 2 days after a 5-a-side, well, let's be honest, I'd be going about 3 miles an hour maximum. So look, Brendan Rodgers hasn't exactly come out and criticised Hodgson, he's criticised the FA, and what he's basically said is, look, we need to work more closely. We've got a lot of England players now in our squad, and we need to work more closely with the FA to understand the reasons why we do what we do. Now, under Brendan Rodgers, our injury record's been pretty good, hasn't it? You know, and so it's proved that what he's doing is right, and it's these players, like, look, if Raheem Sterling goes down now, what are we going to do? We've got Phil Coutinho there. Thankfully, we've got that squad, but it's so vital that England listen to us, because let's be honest, we know what we're doing. And like, the flip side of that is, look, I understand that England have to get the players ready for the games. That is not an issue. Brendan Rodgers is trying to make sure that they're fit and ready for the season of games, and that is why there's been this clash, isn't there? Because Hodgson only has them for a couple of games. He needs to make sure they're firing on all cylinders. But what he doesn't realise is, because of the way that we train our players and we have individual fitness plans for them, is that's the best way of doing it. So listen to Liverpool Football Club. Brendan Rodgers hasn't been a coach for like 90 years like you, but he knows a lot more than you do. Do you know what I mean? This isn't like the 60s, the 70s anymore in Sweden, right? This is Premier League footballers, and we know better than you, do you know what I mean? So anyway, let me know in the comment section what you do, because there's so many options, isn't there now? I mean, I was saying yesterday that the 4-4-2 diamond really suits with that, but with Joe Allen and Henderson not going, how do you fit that midfield in? Because I personally don't really want to see Lucas come into the side just yet. I think there's a spot in the team for Lallana, Coutinho, Lazar Markovic, you know, these type of players. And do they suit more the 4-3-3? I don't know. It's changing on a daily basis at the moment. So let me know in the comment section what you do, whether you play 4-3-3, whether you're still happy with the 4-4-2 diamond that we've been so good in, or any other variations that you think. Is it time for 3 at the back? Who knows? You know what I mean? These are all formations that we can play because of the squad that we've built up. So yeah, let me know in the comment section. Give the video a big thumbs up because it makes us look damn good, and don't forget to subscribe to the video for free for all our YouTube updates as well. So you're not subscribed to the video, I say that every time. Subscribe to the YouTube channel for absolutely free. Okay, I'm Chris Pajak. That was another Reds news update. Let's bring on Aston Villa on Saturday. Daniel Sturridge in his race for fitness. Now, he picked up an injury on international duty with the dinosaur coach himself, Roy Face Rub Hodgson, didn't he? And